What, drumroll, what is your favorite thing about yourself?
I would say, I just have something deep down inside of me that just loves inspiring people and educating people and about health. When my dad got cancer, I shared how we cured his cancer in Mexico and like all the protocols and everything. And we opened the eyes of so many people that did not even realize there were other options besides healthcare in America.
So you're appreciating how much you're an inspiration and an educator.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Cool. Let's dive in. Let's get into this little chat, shall we?
Let's do it.
Hello and welcome to the Radical Discernment Podcast. I am here today with my dear friend, Amanda Williams. She is an entrepreneur, a speaker, and an investor. And highly relevant, Amanda has also navigated some chronic health conditions as she has moved through her challenges as an entrepreneur. So the theme for today's interview is slowing down and listening to yourself, specifically around taking a pause before making big moves in your business and in your life. So welcome, Amanda.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, you bet. So the story goes like this. Amanda and I both launched our online programs at exactly the same time. We had our orientation calls literally in the same hour and we didn't even realize it. And we saw it on our socials, we checked in with each other, said, wow, that's really weird that we both had our first calls for our online programs at the same time. And that was in January of 2025. We recently checked in with each other and Amanda told me that she has launched 7 times since then. And I kind of retreated into the cave of perfectionism and toiled about, fine-tuning things and just working way too hard and way too detailed on my program. So when I heard you say that, I have to admit, I was so happy for you, I was so excited for you. And I was also like, I felt a little bit of like, what is wrong with me? Like, why can I not implement and just take that bold action? I saw faith in yourself, I saw confidence, I saw this kind of like unwavering ability to put yourself out there. And that's my first question for you today is, I think part of me, I'm like, what can I learn from that? And then also for the viewers today, what would be your advice on being a decisive and consistent action taker?
Well, number one, it's never going to be perfect. And I think clarity comes from just jumping into it and kind of figuring it out along the way. And that's honestly been my philosophy, like forever, is even when I host events and I'll literally like plan an entire event, build the page, build the funnel, like do all of the marketing for it. And I won't even have the PowerPoint done. Like I won't even have the program actually done. Because if I don't get a good response, I'll just trash the event, right?
Okay.
So some of my mentors have taught me that in the past. They're like, just build something, see if people come. If they come, then build what you need to build. Right. So that's kind of the way I think about things. And yeah, I had my program built pretty much. When I launched it, like I had my outline, I had all the things done, but I knew that once I jumped in, then I would learn, right, as I was doing it, see what kind of questions came in, like where was I missing the ball? And that's another thing. I see people all the time create courses and like spend all this money and time and like have the videographers and do all these amazing like back-end resource areas for something they've never sold. They've
Absolutely.
Never taught one person. So it's really important to actually like do it live. That's how I launched my last course too. I literally did a 3-day like massive challenge. It was like 5 hours a day for 3 days. People came in for free.
Wow.
And of course, no one actually came for 5 hours, 3 days in a row. So I sold a boatload of pre-sales to the course. That was literally a Zoom call for 3 days in a row. Then I took that, I chopped it up, and I'm talking not this course, this is my last course, but I chopped it up and that's what I created, my course that I sell for $2,000 now as an online course. But I did it online and I had all the questions, so then after each module that I taught, then I would have all the questions come in, and then I would actually go back and answer those questions. And that's in the modules on the course as well. So it's not about making it perfect. It's about being real and just getting it done. Mm-hmm. And people actually appreciate that, I think. And it's a proven strategy.
Well, it sounds like they appreciate it because they're buying and your course is successful.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm so curious, and I want to because we have our questions, but the one that's just burning for me right now is, have you always had that confidence in your ability to pick up and just make it work?
I do have a core belief that I can do anything. That is like a deep down belief that I have, and I think that came from my mom, because my whole childhood I had this little rainbow picture on my dresser. It says, be a dream chaser and a rainbow maker. And then on the back, it was like, you can do anything. And I literally believe that. So if you have children watching this, tell your kids they can do anything in the world, because it really makes a difference.
That is so beautiful. And I met your mom and she's just the sweetest. So I can just I can picture that. I always follow your journey, and you guys are going traveling next year together too, right?
I'm in a month. Yeah, I'm taking her to Europe to all the Christmas markets. We're doing a 9-day riverboat cruise through all the Christmas markets in 4 different countries. And then we're spending Christmas in Barcelona.
Dream come true. So my next question for you, since you've had so much success with this launch, you did your 7 launches, it's selling, you're helping people, which I know is most important to you. You have had a significant health scare and some sizable personal things come up in your life. So recently, we were back and forth, we had some good time together, and you shared with me that you were taking a tech break to really process the things that you'd been going through. And I re-listened to your voice message last night, and I love how you say, well, I'm gonna see what my heart has to say after taking this time for myself. So I am so curious, and I don't know the answer to this. Going in, this is completely new to me. First of all, I would love to know the details of the tech break and just how you structured that for yourself. And then I'm so curious, what did your heart have to say? What realizations have you had after taking this break?
Well, to be quite honest, I was thinking that going in and doing literally 2 days, no cell phone, my cell phone was off, no computer. I literally had to hide the things because otherwise I would have been oh, I need to check it, right? And I told my assistants, I told my business partner, I told everyone, I posted on Facebook. I'm I'm gone, I'm okay. I am in Mexico, but I'm gone for a little while. So just know everything's cool. And I was up at a friend's house about 20 minutes outside of town. And so I'm out in the middle of the desert by myself, amazingness. So what I did, what I was hoping to come out of this was I was hoping to come out with this amazing clarity, and I have all this structure, and I know exactly what I'm going to do with my life. That did not happen.
In 2 days.
That did not happen. However, what did happen was when I went into this, there's been a lot of emotional things. I just released my dad's ashes. I'm doing this thing for my mom. I went through a breakup. I'm processing that. I went through 2 breakups actually. I'm processing both of them. So there's just a lot of moving parts. And on top of all of the personal stuff, it was the reality, and I think we're going to get into this conversation, was I feel like I've kind of built a monster with my course. Mm-hmm. And so I was my whole life, not my whole life, probably the last 8 or 9 years, I have taught people, a lot of my students, only work on things that are going to continue to pay you over and over again. You don't trade time for dollars, okay, right? And I found myself in a situation where I was personally trading time for dollars because I'm personally coaching all my clients right now, right? Because I'm still figuring it out, right? So all that to be said, I went into this 2-day. My nervous system was a wreck. I was crying multiple times a day just because I was on that emotional roller coaster of just big emotions. And I've learned lately, when these come, I used to always shut them down. I would start working, or I would do something, or I would do something to take me out of that. But now I actually sit with it. I'm like, okay, I'm feeling like stuff in my throat. I'm just going to feel this emotion. I'm going to let it out. Or maybe it's something in my belly, right? And so I just let that happen. And it's really helped a lot. And so I did that a lot over the weekend because I had my emotions come through and I let them out. And on Sunday night, when I came out of this, my nervous system was just like so much calmer. And for me, it's just there was so many voices. There was so much coming at me. There was people telling me this and trainings here and AI this and just like all the things. And I'd gotten to a point, and I use AI every day, multiple times a day. Yeah. But I had gotten to a point where I didn't even trust my own intuition. Because then I would go to my AI and I would start telling it all the things and then think that is the answer. And yes, it's a great tool, but it's not the answer. AI doesn't know who I am inside. And so I was just taking all of that in, and it got to a point where I was just completely, I had nothing else inside. Like I was completely overflowing and like gone. Like everything inside of me to give was gone. And that's how I was feeling going into that weekend.
So you were externally sourcing your answers, and cutting off the technology allowed you to internally resource.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I was able to like just sit still. And what I noticed is by the second day, I actually started having creative thoughts come back. Yay. And I hadn't had creative thoughts in so long.
Really?
Yeah.
You seem like such a creative person.
I'm normally a very creative person, but when there's so much going through your head, I gotta do this, the to-do list, and people with my phone, and like all the things coming at me, there's no time to be creative.
There's no space.
Nothing, yeah.
And I love that too, and that is to tie it back to the intention of this podcast, radical discernment. Is I do firmly believe, especially as entrepreneurs and creators and creative entrepreneurs, that we have to be so selective with what we allow in. And I really love the idea of a complete reset, of just cutting off everything that's coming in and allowing you to disconnect, connect with yourself. Because it really does sound like one of the things that you were practicing in your time was a lot of body sensation awareness.
100%.
Okay.
If I was tired, I took a nap. If I was hungry, I ate. If it was like, I didn't even know what time it was. Really? There was no clocks in the house. So I'd wake up when I wanted to wake up, and I would go to bed when I wanted to go to bed. And when I woke up, I was like, I feel like meditating, or I feel like going for a walk. And I didn't even realize it. I don't wake up like normally before 7. And I was wearing my ring, my Aura ring. And when I look back, I had woke up at 6:16 and like got up and was like excited to go for a walk. And it was beautiful. And I watched the sunrise and the whole thing. I've never done that.
That's beautiful. Wow. I'm curious, moving forward with this particular, the tech break that you took and the insights that you had, what do you feel is going to change in terms of your tech consumption? Like, what did you learn, and what are you planning on implementing that way?
I would love to do something like this, even if it's just a day, like one day a month. Just, hey, the phones are off. Maybe it's on Sunday. The phones are off, the computers are off. I'm pretty good about not really looking at my phone. I haven't had it make a sound in probably 4 years. So I've got all that off. And so if my phone, like if someone texts me or calls me, I'll see it when I look at my phone.
Amen.
And I do look at it often to make sure like I'm good. But for me, it was affecting my nervous system to hear it going off all the time. It would like jolt me. And it would obviously distract me from whatever I was doing. So that's been something that I started doing literally 4 years ago. But from this point going forward, I truly believe like taking a little tech break just once a month on a Sunday when no one really should be bothering you is totally doable.
Amen. Yeah. Sundays. Don't
Yeah.
touch me on Sundays. Don't message me on Sundays.
Yeah.
Unless we're going to the beach, of course. What about, like, do you do an hour in the morning and an hour at night before bed? Like, is that part of your routine?
So in the mornings, 100%.
Okay.
I'm very good about my mornings. So breath work, meditation, reading. I do my ritual, like I have to do protein and creatine and collagen in the morning before I do any workouts, just with my body. I have to do that. So yeah, I'll do that in the morning as I'm reading and doing all my things. And then I can go work out if I'm working out.
Right.
I get I'm on a roller coaster ride with working out, right?
Yeah.
I would love to do it every day, but I don't.
Right.
I do it like 3 days a week.
Yeah, and it sounds like you've really tuned into your own rhythms and that you're just honoring those a lot lately. Circling back to kind of the initial story that we started this interview with, it was, we had talked about kind of the difference between the way that you had approached the launches and the way that I have been approaching my launch. And I mean, to be clear too, like I've been very consistent, and we have a group that is so solid and core, and we just meet every single week, and that is the intention of the program, is to help them create consistency. So that's been great. It's not like I've like pieced out. It's a little
you
scary
can put your
to
hammer away. You've done a really good job. I've seen all your stuff.
Yeah, it's looking good. And when I do release it and pull the curtain back, it's going to be so satisfying and exciting. But I'm curious about, because in the Flomentum program, we talk a lot about, always I'm talking about coming back to the line, right? And the line being your values, your vision, the things that you really, really want for your life. And it sounds like, if we can like pan back for a moment, it sounds like that's really what you're doing with the tech break, with, this health scare that you've had. You're revisiting a lot of things around your life, the relationship, certainly. That has like been most of your life that you were in that relationship. And it sounds like you have a very clear vision now of what you want for your life, and you are being radically discerning around the way that you're going to get there. Would you agree with that?
Yeah. I don't have it all figured out.
Right.
I don't think any of us ever have it
yeah.
all figured out. But I'm doing the best I can with moving towards what I think at this moment, what I want my life to look like.
Yeah.
And that changes.
It changes all the time.
Right?
Yeah, totally. Like the big picture vision component of it, that's one thing. It's like, what if I don't know what I want? And it's like, some days you do, some days you don't. And that's why I think the value work is so important too.
Yeah.
So what would you say is your take on the importance of pausing before making these big decisions? Because everywhere you look, especially in the entrepreneur space, there's like, launch first and figure it out later, and be imperfect and do all the thing. But having been through and having the wisdom that you have now of doing these launches, having this healthcare, taking this time for yourself, what would you say is your current take on pausing before? How important do you think that is?
Honestly, I think you should jump in. When I say I've built a monster, it's because I'm now on my 7th cohort.
Yeah.
And if I had taken that time in the very beginning, if I had taken like a 2-month break, then I would be in a different situation right now.
Okay.
And I wouldn't have hit burnout with this.
Okay.
Because I think I hit a little bit of burnout with this.
So it's not, your advice sitting here right now wouldn't necessarily be pause before launching. It would be launch and then pause and assess the data.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you have information and facts and numbers that you're looking at, and a feeling and a sense of which direction you want to go.
Yeah, because if you have to have your whatever you're teaching, right? Your outlines, you have to have all that put together at the beginning, but you don't really have anything to assess if you haven't had anyone go through your course.
Absolutely. Thank you so much,
Yeah.
Amanda. I so appreciate it. And where can we find you online, especially if there's real estate agents or people who are looking to, certainly get into AI?
Yeah.
Where can we find you?
So I'm known as Amanda the Traveling Realtor. I'm super easy to find. You can Google me, my website, my Instagram. My Instagram's probably best.
Okay.
Because I have my link tree on there, and I just have all the things that I'm doing on my link tree.
Nice.
So, yeah, Amanda the Traveling Realtor.
Brilliant.
For now.
Okay.
It might turn into a Amanda the Wellnesspreneur next year, so we'll see.
Okay.
I'm thinking about a rebrand. We'll see.
Things are brewing.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't wait to dig into that. Very cool.
Yes.
Okay, well, thank you again so much. And I hope that the test that you're about to go get confirms that everything is just fine and you can continue on your line with just so much health and wellness.
It will. Thank you. It's all mindset.
Thank you, honey. Appreciate you. All right. That is all for today with Amanda, the Traveling Realtor. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Hopefully you're feeling more empowered. You're feeling the importance of pausing before launching, but also launching and doing the thing. So please feel free to find me over on Instagram. I am at Jen Hanover, and I would love to see you there. Thanks again, and we'll see you soon.